Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, back for my post-market wrap-up for today, Wednesday, January 3rd, 2018, and I am going to try to stay calm here. We heard from the Federal Reserve today, which I am going to address very shortly. I want you to sit down for that one. It'll help me stay calm. Because if I see you jumping around out there, and I can see every single one of you, and I see things that people shouldn't see, well, let's start off with this. Stocks, yet again, close at another record high. Again, who's been saying this is not going to stop? Can you recall one guy? Well, maybe this one. It's not going to stop. This is the machine right now, or the situation that is so grossly out of control, and that is why we need to focus on what happened today with the Federal freaking Reserve. What do you think? What do you think of this? She does not like me at all, and I don't care. I don't like her either. I think she's public enemy number one, and the rest of the whatever you want to call these people at the Federal Reserve, it's unbelievable. So here's the issue with the Fed minutes from today. Of course, they took a big fat flashlight and were shining it straight up your cracks, every single one of them, talking about how the economy is stronger, but yet they're not hitting their inflation targets, but they're hoping to. They're hoping to, despite the fact that they're melting down the dollar, printing cash out of thin air, keeping interest rates suppressed for now a decade. They're very confused. You remember when Janet Yellen was asked that question? Why, Janet? Janet, why, Janet? Here I go. Why are we not getting inflation? Why do you keep missing those freaking targets, Janet Yellen? Why is the stock market, zooming to the moon? Meanwhile, you're not hitting those targets. It's because our economy, despite what they want to fist feed you, and I mean fist feed you, double fists, double. How do you like that? Okay. We're going nowhere. Where's the proof? All you need to do is look at the money velocity. You cannot, hey Janet, why don't you talk about the money velocity once or twice, maybe even once. Tell us how we're in an economic recovery, Janet, with money velocity, that is the rate at which cash is moving through our economy, near historic lows. Maybe you could tell us all about that? I would love to hear that. All right, let's talk about this. So the Federal Reserve has a couple of concerns. Which side are we on here? There. Here's their concerns, and I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to stay calm here. Here's the Federal Reserve's concern. I'm speechless. The yield curve. The Federal Reserve today, in their minutes, expressed concern about the yield curve. You won't hear anything about this from the mainstream financial channels. I've been talking about the yield curve for, I don't know, a year or two, talking about how it's flattening out. Then you got people out here who believe that we can have a situation where the yield curve inverts. This is a concern. The Fed, they actually said that. They were concerned about a possibility of the yield curve inverting. But meanwhile, you're going to hear people, some, even on the mainstream, sometimes, they get some people out there who, they probably find them off the street, hobos, dress them up in a suit, put them on and say, okay, this is what I want you to say. Read the script, idiot. That's what they do. They want to convince you that we can have an inverted yield curve and our economy is going to just keep on going like gangbusters. Meanwhile, let's see. Every single time that this has happened in history, if history is any guide here, we've had not just a recession, but a meltdown in the stock markets, and people got wiped out. So, the Federal Reserve, people, this is incredible, is concerned about the yield curve. Now, why is this so incredibly shocking, at least to me, and it should be to you? Who out here, let's see if we can come to a consensus right now. Who is in control of the yield curve? What entity has been buying bonds now for an entire decade, continues to talk about how they're going to normalize their balance sheet, really does nothing. Talks about how our economy is doing so well, won't raise rates. So who's at fault here with what's happening with the yield curve? Do you need another freaking clue? It's the freaking freaks at the Federal freaking Reserve. They're doing it, but they're concerned about it. If they were really concerned about it, what would they do? They would start raising rates. You got it? So how could they say this? How? And then you got, look, I'm going to go crazy here, all right? You got Steve Leisman over there on the Confederacy of Retards, okay? Over there talking about the Federal Reserve like, you know, like, oh, like there's some kind of divine entity. When I hear Steve Leisman, please contact me. I know you know my work because we have common friends, you and me. Why don't you get in touch with me before I blow my stack off? And maybe we could come, you know, because you sound like a moron. You really do. And I would be willing to bet. Let's have a vote. Who thinks Steve Leisman is a moron? Okay, let's just do that. Steve, there's something wrong with you, bro. Big time. It's incredible. Steve, let's talk, Steve Leisman, real quick, or anybody over there at the Confederacy of Retards, aka CNBC, okay? How come none of you out here, when the minutes came out today, and the Fed addressed concerns with regard to the yield curve, thought for one split second, maybe it's the Federal Reserve who has something to do with the yield curve? Oh, how about this one? Confederacy of Retards. All right, I'm going off the deep end. I'm going to need your help on this. The Federal Reserve is also concerned about stock market valuations, that they're very high. Let's see. By suppressing interest rates, they've deliberately created an environment of risk, reinflated a stock market bubble, but they're concerned about valuations. Meanwhile, again, the Confederacy of Retards would... They don't even talk about it. They brush it over. Oh, people aren't going to hear it. You see, look, most people are so dumbed down in the United States. And you know my take on this. They cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. It's beyond belief. So when they hear things like this, it just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. It's almost, no, actually it isn't almost. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So the Fed is concerned about that yield curve. Meanwhile, it's them. They're the ones that are doing it. They're responsible for the yield curve. Okay. Because they don't want to raise rates. Oh, no. And they don't want to possibly do anything with their balance sheet meaningful. Because why? That would put pressure on the stock market, and maybe valuations would come down to a normal level. They can't allow this to happen. Why? Because President Trump wants to keep this market going higher. Don't you understand? It's a freaking game. And nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to address it, especially on the Confederacy of freaking Retards. People, do me a favor. Pick up your phone. Call them up. Call up CNBC. Ask to speak to, like, maybe Steve Leisman. He covers the Fed. And maybe we could, you know, I don't know, do something. Or what's your take on this? Look, I'm going to need a drink after this. This is insane. And I don't even drink. Wow. Look, to say the least, I'm sure that this video is going to get flagged about 50 times, and I'm going to be put on the list again. You know, I was on probation for like months. I'm going to get on that list again. So help me out here. If you think what I've said here makes any sense, and if you fully believe that, well, the way I address them as the Confederacy of Retards is appropriate, how about giving me a thumbs up here, because I could use your help. I'm going to need it after this. So who knows, I might be gone tomorrow after this video. I think I went off the deep end. And I even said I wasn't going to do it at the beginning. Okay. I'm all right. How are you? All right, look, I'm going to let you all go here. And I'm going to see you in the morning. And I will try to be calm then, too. All right, look, people, if I never see you again after today, you know why. So, help me out here. Help me out and give me a thumbs up. And before they probably take this video down, Let's share it. Get it everywhere. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Facebook. Put it on Steam It. Everywhere. Let people see what's going on here and how these very simple concepts, if they're explained in a, well, I guess rather dramatic way, maybe they'll hear it instead of it going in one ear and out their other hole. You know what I'm talking about. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Over and out.